Good morning, good evening, whichever time you're watching this. I'm going to go ahead and start this PowerPoint. Writing expressions and equations. You should have an organizer that I've given you in class for your homework. If you do not, maybe you've forgotten it or you've lost it, just use a piece of notebook paper or a piece of computer paper or something like that. We'll put it into your notebook when you get here tomorrow. So we're really going to focus on right now writing word problems, or writing expressions from word problems, My motto in math class is life is one big word problem. And if you can solve the word problems the way they are, then you'll zoom through all this stuff, okay? So my focus is just to give you a little review, because this is stuff you've learned from way back when, and we just need to get it in our notes and kind of think about it. So the first thing is I want you to brainstorm in your mind. You should have a chart on your organizer that has addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And I want you to take some time and brainstorm on your own what are the words associated with those things. So I will write some up here, but right now I want you to pause the video. I want you to take about 30-45 seconds for each operation, and I want you to fill out what you think those words are. So you go ahead and do that, please. Okay. There are a few words I actually do want you to have on there, so I'm going to lay my PowerPoint clicker down and I'm going to put these on the board, and if you don't have these already, I want you to add them to your list. Okay? For addition, some of the words that you might think of are sum, because that's the answer to an addition problem. More than, plus, increased by, gain. Now, if you didn't have these on your list, go ahead and write them on your list, because these are the ones I want to for sure make sure you have. So if you have a word problem that says, what is the sum of 2 and 4, sum tells you that you're going to need to add. So the 2 plus 4 is 6, and so that's what you're talking about when you're talking about these words. Let's look at subtraction. Some words I want you to put on your list for subtraction are difference. That's the answer to a subtraction problem. Less than, minus, decreased by, and I think that's all I want you to add, and then whatever you had on your list. We're going to talk about these just a little bit tomorrow. Actually, for power work, I will probably have this, and you're going to include the words that you had that I did not. Okay, so you need to add those things. Okay. Now for multiplication. Multiplication, the obvious word is product, because that's the answer to a multiplication problem. Product. Multiplied by. Times. Sometimes you hear the word twice, or double or triple. Those words can be included on this list, because that means multiply by 2. Double and triple. Okay, quadruple means to multiply by what? If you get it. Quad means 4. Multiply by 4. Alright, division. One of the words I want you to focus on is quotient. And quotient is the answer to an addition problem. Divided by. Half. Fourth. I think division and multiplication are a little bit more difficult, just because there are actually some words that you can use for both of them, like each. Okay, I'm gonna pick up where our last video left off, where we were talking about a couple of words that multiplication and division both mean. One of those words is each. Depending on how it's used in your word problem, it could mean multiplication and it could mean division. Another one of those is per. It could go in either place depending on how it's used. Okay, so the next part of your organizer should have 3 really important words on it. Of. And we've talked about this over and over in class. If you see of in a word problem, it usually means multiply. And that doesn't mean if you every time you see the word of that it's multiplication. For example, Shelby is the daughter of Miss Hardison. Well, that does not mean that we're going to do some multiplication. That's a language arts term. It's just talking about, I think actually, I don't know, you can ask Mr. Northern if it's a preposition, but it does not mean anything. There are not any numbers there that's going to indicate multiplication. Is means, usually means equals. That means 4 plus 4 is 8. Is there means equal sign, so that means you're going to use some kind of equal sign. It does not mean Sarah is a 7th grader. There's no math there. There are not any numbers, anything like that. So you really need to think about, are there numbers there, and if there are, what words are being used. If you see something that says a number or what number, or those are indicating that we don't know. We don't know what number. So that means there's going to be some kind of variable there. Okay? Now what you're going to do, you should have these already on your organizer, and what you're going to do is you're going to write each phrase as an algebraic expression. And remember, an expression is different than an equation. Equation has an equal sign. This is an expression. B plus 1. Well, I'm going to write it as an algebraic expression. There's an expression. 12 minus y. Okay? That's an algebraic expression. I will tell you, let's see if there's any on here that shouldn't be too confusing. This is totally review. I just want to get this in so that we don't have to do this in class. Next is algebraic equation. Now this should tell you, back on another slide we talked about is means equals. Well, that should tell you that some of these word sentences will have is in them. For example, a number plus 3 is 9. So a number, we don't know what number, plus 3 is, which we said means equals, 9. That's the algebraic expression for that word sentence. Okay, there's a word sentence and there's a number sentence. We're taking the word sentence and we're making it a number sentence. Tomorrow you'll take a number sentence and make it a word sentence. You'll do both of them. Okay, so just really focus on getting these done. We'll talk about it tomorrow during power work probably. And that should be it. So I hope you have a great night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.